Hello there. A while back I did a video complaining about trying to learn Python and other programming languages. And since then, I have stumbled upon MATLAB. And usually this is a program used for, numerical analysis and all this math business. But I found that its live script code editing is something that my brain completely understands. And I just wanted to do a video showing what I've been able to mess around with this thing. First, I might as well show you something I've been working on. Let me pull it up. I guess it's this. I needed a quick program that could do just simple image comparison and then spit out a number that, tells me how close it is to the reference. And those things are PSNR, SSIM, and MSE. I forget what that stands for. It turns out that MATLAB has all of these functions built in. And it's really easy to just go about quickly coding something in the live script language over here. Let me make that a little bit bigger. And then convert that over to something in their app designer, which will generate all the code that makes the UI stuff. And you just have to put in, you press this button and it does this kind of business. I got a compute button. I got, it shows the resulting image here. It shows the two comparison images. You open them up over here. And this is basically what it looks like. It's perfect. It's simple. And it's only like 47 megabytes when it's compiled. But I was able to just quickly do the whole thing in here with live scripting. And the cool thing with that is you click run, it'll run the program, it'll step through it over here on the left side, all your lines of code. And so let's say this is my reference image. It says pick reference picture, and I made the code do that basically. So open that up. Now it wants you to pick a compressed picture. So I got this over here. That's the compressed version. It runs through all the code. And then you have the PSNR, the SNR values, the SSIM, the MSE. It'll print out the original file size, the compressed file size, and tell you the size difference. And it took a little bit of doing because one of the reasons why this MATLAB thing works so good for my brain is I don't remember shit. My brain has zero memory, and I need to constantly reference things because I'll just forget things almost immediately. That's just the way my brain works. And cool thing with this is I could just right click on something. It's like, oh, what's that do? Pulls it up in the help over here. And the help in this is great. I don't. There are some nitpicks I have with it, but you could pull up anything that's like a function in here, and it'll tell you the correct way to use the thing. It'll give you these descriptions that the wording, everything here makes sense for how to tell me how to do stuff with the program. And once you get the gist of everything, you could just scroll down a whole bunch and be like, okay, so what does it need as inputs? Okay, it could use filter, and you're able to go up and be like, okay, well, what the fuck does that mean? Okay, so we got variable, and you're defining the variable. The variable would be UI get file. Okay, so that's where filter would go. So I could generally understand that without needing to understand the computer science reasons behind it, which I hate with a whole lot of other helps and tutorials and things. It's like, just show me how the thing works. and then explain the thing. You got title here. Okay, so that will be, when it says pick a reference image and all that stuff. Okay, so what does it output? It'll output a file name. You could make it output a file name by being like file, path, index. Index, I don't use that. It's confusing. I don't know what things do. What do I look like? So if we go back to here, this is what I really, really like. So as the program runs, it will, well, let's clear all this because we could go through it all. So you can, where be it, run in advance. Is that what I want to do? No, let's just step. So we could step through it, which is what I need to do here. So do that. So after it does the UI get file, what do we see over here? We see our variables or our workplace things, but these are just variables. This is what it's collecting. So file is the name of the file. The path is the path to where the file is. And okay, so after it was able to, it did the UI get file, and you got file, you got path, the name of the file, the path to the file. I did another thing called ref path, which is a variable that is defined by this function called full file with the variables path and file in parentheses. So what's full file? Full file will build a full file name from parts. Oh, cool. So, I mean, there's probably other ways I could have done this, but yeah, this just combines things together. And then you look over here at ref path and you got that to the file. Okay, so let's continue stepping through this. Then we got ref, and it did an imread. An imread just reads the graphics file and then loads it in as a variable itself. So you could double click on it and it won't show it, but basically it just loaded the whole entire image into memory. Yeah. So then it will, okay, so what it does is it will look for a folder called ctemp image quality compare, and then it will copy ref path, which is, it'll copy this file, your reference image, to that path. But if it doesn't find that that folder, it will create it with a make directory command, and then it will copy it over, and then it ends that. So then we go on to this ref info part. So it will, so what ref info is able to do is it uses the dir command, which is list folder contents, and it's able to output things. So I need to get the bytes, the size of it. So by doing that, I get the ref info is defined by that directory thing. So it has all of these inside that variable because it's a structure, it's a struct, whatever that is. And there's bytes. So I need to get bytes. So we run over that and we got ref size. Ref size reads ref info, just the part with the bytes. And now we have that as ref size. We could keep stepping through, and now we have to do the comparison image. So we load that in. We keep stepping, and we basically do the same thing we did for the reference image. We could keep stepping through that. And it just does one different thing here. And after getting the name of the comparison to, because that gets displayed in the output, and it also gets the size of the output, it will just do a simple thing. The size of the reference, size of the comparison, subtract them, you get a number, cool. So now it's doing a whole bunch of loading of internal function stuff because it has this built into the language. It's able to get an SSIM, structural similarity index, and it's all defined in here. It's real nice in the help, like with everything in this. So it gets all those, puts those up in here. We could keep going. We get PSNR because that's built into here. And then we get, okay, so what's the MSE? I forget what that is. Yeah, mean squared error. Yeah, so it's able to do that too. And now we get to the part where you get to see things pop up over here. So, because we got the name of the comparison, there that is. And then it'll show the reference. Keep going. It will delete the temporary file because it's nice. I'm nice. And then it'll show the compressed image. There's the compressed image and shows them all. And then it'll delete the temporary file for the compressed comparison. And then it will show this figure down here, which is a built-in part to the SSIM, where it shows like a little difference thing. It's really hard to see because there's not that much difference between these, apparently. And then it goes on to print out all of the metrics of the image comparison. And then it's done. That's it. That's how that works. And I was able to figure out all this by pretty much just starting with nothing and just, you know, go through the help, have the help open, be like, okay, so, you know, file open. And then I was able to be like, okay, open, you could open files. What are these things down here? And eventually I was able to make my way over to, you know, UI open file, where just by stumbling through the help. And yeah, that means a whole lot for stuff. I mean, in comparison, I was trying to figure out a couple days ago F sharp. I don't know why. I was like looking up different languages, and I was like, huh, that seems to line up with the MATLAB language a little bit. So okay, let's do that in here. Visual Studio. Okay. 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 Oh. And that's basically as far as I got with that. Screw that. There's nothing intuitive about that. There's nothing that makes sense about that. And the fact that I have to go outside of, you know, Visual Studio, why isn't it all just there? Why can't I do this? I just have my mouse over this and it tells me what these things do and are. And then I get to see this over here. I could see what all the variables are as I'm running it, and I could know that I'm doing the right things. This is the right way to do it. This is completely, you know, figure outable. And just as a quick thing that I ended up trying to do was, I probably could have done this in a batch file. I don't care. I thought that this was a really dumb way to do something. So AVIF is the AV1 image format. And there's nothing right now that will let you do a batch conversion because it's a new standard. Really nothing uses this image format. And I just wanted to convert all my Quake 2 RTX screenshots to this. So I did a really dumb thing. Here, let's clear this. I can't run it because the images aren't here and stuff. But basically, I made a variable which was this part of the command in you know, command prompt, and then I needed the folder to the screenshots, and then I made a variable which was a combination of these. Then I made, because all my screenshots are this and then a number. And then I did a little loop. So, yeah, I mean, you could do this to do really dumb things and automate stuff, and I kind of like that. I mean, I could probably do it with other stuff, but I mean, this was neat to do, and I was able to figure it out. I don't know. I was never taught MATLAB. I've never gone to, a computer science class. I haven't gone to college. A lot of people are introduced to this through school and stuff, I guess, but I don't know. Just kind of thought I'd put out a video talking about that I actually was able to figure out a programming language, and I'm kind of happy with myself about it. Yeah. So, see you guys later.